Okay, is everybody ready? Jared, are you ready?
Yeah.
Okay, you're gonna sit like that?
Go ahead.
Okay, so I'm obviously going to do a house-wide campaign to show you guys that I'm not going to secretly run to each and every one of you saying different things and trying to tell you stuff that I'm telling this person and not telling that person, so that you can see that I'm just an open, honest book and that everything I'm saying to everyone at the same time, okay? You can choose to be here or not. I'm not forcing anyone to be here. If you know for a fact that your vote will not be swayed, you can leave. Okay, so everyone staying here, you're saying that there is opportunity for your vote to sway, yes or no? Yes? If, you don't have to be here. Like
No, and you're not going to sway my vote. I'm just curious what you're going to say.
Right. But like, if you feel like you don't want to hear me banter, that's fine. Won't be offended by anyone leaving or.
I got nothing better to do.
True.
It's been a long day.
I would have just been doing nothing.
I can't vote.
Yeah, thanks, Bill.
All right, you're on the block.
So obviously, you guys know that this has been the week from hell for me. Not only because I've been lost, alone, unmotivated, scared, and just like down, I guess. And not only have I been put on the block, but I have lost someone that I care about a lot in this house. And not only did that person motivate me to actually go out and play this game, but they motivated me to, go out there and be a social player with everyone. And I feel like I'm sorry that the last 3 days I haven't done that and haven't talked to any of you because, it's hard to motivate myself to go and do that when I feel outside, like on the outside of the group, which is fair. So if you guys think that, there's nothing that Maddie could say, she doesn't even have a stand a chance of staying in this house because she left it too last minute, that's fine. I can't change the way that you think, and you can, stand by whatever decision you have made. But obviously, every single person, most people in this house dislike me on a game level and a personal level. And almost every single one of you dislike me on a game level, which is fair, right? But the person next to me, every single one of you liked Tim on a personal level, and every single one of you liked Tim on a game level. So, it only will benefit every single one of you at the same time in this house right now if you keep a constant target in this house. Because there's less chance of, instead of Nick or instead of the brothers and Joel going up in the block next to each other, it'll be me and one. So there's one step, you guys are all now one step closer to getting to the end. Whether or not that's my choice, that doesn't come down to if Cassandra puts up you two and not me, or if Tim puts up, or Joel puts up, someone that's not me, that's not my choice. But I will always be a target for anyone. The brothers probably don't mind putting me up again because they do think I'm the strongest player in the house.
Absolutely. Yep.
Kelsey would not even think twice about putting me in the block because she knows that she should and she wouldn't have another option. Jared would obviously put me in the block because I put him on the block.
2 times.
Yeah, exactly. That's what I'm saying. Cassandra probably.
I would.
Yeah, exactly.
Grass is grass.
Yeah, she would put me on the block as well. And probably so would Joel because, we have voted against each other every other week. That's just what it is. So you can either keep me and keep that constant target in the house. So you all now have one step closer to going to the end than, letting you all duke it out and letting, sending home your only one other companion in this house. So the brothers and Joel or Cass and Tim and Kelsey and Jared, like you will, lose someone that you have. Whereas I've already done that. I do not have any single person in this house that I stand next to. I have no alliance. I have no one that I'm working with, let alone no one that I'm really friends with at this point in the house, which sucks, but I think the day is the only silver lining that I have, is that Tim not only will always have Cassandra, but he will always have Nikki. Always. Those will never change or fluctuate because of their relationship that they have made personally and game-wise, which is fine. That's awesome. But I will have no one, no matter what happens in this game. And you guys know that. No one's going to come up to me after this and be like, Maddie, don't worry, I'll be your best friend. It's like, I am potentially leaving tomorrow. So there's no point for people to come up and start being my best friend, correct? Right. But if you think that you can beat Tim in this game over me, then that will be your mistake this week, because Tim is giving you the illusion that he doesn't want to win this game. But I don't think there is anybody in this world that could tell me that if they don't have a chance to win $100,000, they're not going to take it.
What if they've already got $250,000?
$100,000 would only just benefit you at this point.
I didn't know you were that
Buy your
rich.
property that you want to, build your tree houses. But that's what I'm saying is that Tim is painting this illusion that he doesn't want to win this game, and that's fine. But little do you guys know that Tim is the biggest social competitor in this game. He is best friends with all of you, just to remind you that. And that's
guy.
and that's awesome. I'm best friends with Tim too. I am. I'm guilty of it, and we all are. That's not necessarily a bad thing, but he will not have too many opportunities where he's going to be on the block. And if he does stay this week, that will prove to all of you that he is the ultimate pawn and he will never leave next to any of you. So therefore, Tim's chance to getting to the end is way better than any of yours. Whereas if you guys think that, oh my God, but Maddie is such a physical competitor, fine, that's fine. But being physical in this game isn't going to get me as far as you think. If you look back at almost 80% of Big Brother seasons, Canada and American that I've seen, a social competitor has taken the cake on the game. Hasn't been a physical. Yes, season 2 was John Party and he was physical, but we all know that Netta got him there, and she was not a physical player, right?
What if this
Tim,
is-
what?
Never mind.
No, wait,
I'm
we
not
were
good at math. Never mind. There's
But
math.
that's what I'm saying is that you guys need to stop thinking clearly on physical competitors and start looking at the social people in this game. They are going to kill it. They are killing it in this game this is a perfect example.
But like you said, we are getting down to the point now where we're going to start duking it out with each other.
Yes, exactly.
So it is getting down to the point where, unfortunately for you, this week being up against him, it is just obvious that all of us are going to pick you because of the social aspect, I think.
What do you mean?
mainly. And because you're a strong competitor.
Right, but I don't have a social game.
Exactly. And
What is
so
my social game? That you guys all hate me?
we're getting to the point now where, like, look at the house. It is shit. It's boring. We've got nothing to do, and we've looked at, especially this group of people since beginning, who do we want to be around and who do we want to surround ourselves in this game?
Right.
So that is something there with your social game.
But that's not what I'm talking about. I'm not saying like, oh my God, okay, if you guys all want to play on that personal level and you guys don't want me around in the house, fine, fucking kick me out. You guys look like the assholes. I don't. Because you guys are playing personal, and if you guys are like, oh, I want my sanity, let's kick Maddie out because she makes me insane, fine.
So at the point of the game where we are going to have to start duking it out in comps, you're saying it would be make more sense to keep the strong player
Kelsey,
in comps
I can't
over
win.
the social player.
Yes. I can't win every competition. Can I?
You can't, but you have proven that you are a stronger competitor
When?
than Tim. Right?
When?
That is what
But
your
if you
argument
can tell
is.
me physical competitions that I've won.
And
please.
mental.
Oh yeah, no, but I know that I've won mental, but we aren't talking about, we are talking about all aspects of this game and all players of this game. We aren't talking just about the physical game. Because to be honest, Kelsey, if you're solely looking at physical players in this game, well then wouldn't you go against the brothers or Jared?
I'm not solely looking at physical players. I am looking at the social aspect, and I am looking at the bonds that I've created. And
Yes.
that's what a lot of people are doing.
Yes, which is what I'm trying to say is we can't just look at, but if you're blaming me for being,
Don't speak anymore.
but if you're blaming me for being social
I hate it when you say that.
or physical, then that contradicts what you're saying, right? Because I'm not disagreeing to any of you that I am a physical player. I'm not, am I? No, I am. And that's why
Probably the
mental.
strongest.
that's
mental.
why I'm on the block, right? That's not like something we need to like disagree about. But at the same time, it's like that Tim has gone around to separate people at separate times, including me and Ramsey, talking about all of you, and not necessarily in a bad way, but just for your information, Cassandra. Tim was willing to be in an alliance with Ramsey and I the week that you two were on the block, just so you know, if you didn't know that. Tim was also,
I didn't agree to it.
right, but
Yeah.
you were willing, but you also weren't willing to work with Cassandra.
As a 4.
Right,
Yep.
but you told us that. You were like, I will never work with Cassandra. And we were like,
With you two.
no, but you said to me and Ramsey, like, you would just want to work with her. And that doesn't bother me, because I'm not.
Yeah.
That's fine.
That's the truth.
Yeah,
100%
but
knows
you went to
that.
Cassandra, ride or die.
Not ride or die.
So
Cassandra knows that you and Ramsey offered
yeah, she does.
us a 4, and then that you offered it to us separately, and I said, no,
No.
I don't want that.
Yes, you came to me and Ramsey and said
I
no.
want the 4.
Right. You was like, if there was no 4, there was only going to be
I didn't
us
say
3. Right. But I don't know if Cassandra thinks that.
Yeah.
I think that she thought that you and her would
I
be
didn't
ride or
want to
die.
work with. Well, Cassandra knows. I didn't want to work with you and Ramsey and me and Cassandra.
But I don't think she knows that you didn't. Maybe she's looking at it the way where she didn't know that, you didn't want to work with her. Because
He probably didn't want the 4 of us to work together.
that's not the way it came off in me and Ramsey's eyes, and he knows that. And he told me that before I left. He was like, the only opportunity you have is that Tim has gone to each and every one of these people saying things like, I'm with you, or I'll go against you, or I'll, like he has voted Cassandra out of his house. But yet they are working together or ride or die or whatever your situation, I don't know. But he also has gone to me and Ramsey saying that I want you two to win, which is then against all of you.
I
But
don't
he-
think I ever said that.
Yeah, you did, to me and Ramsey.
I want you to win.
Yeah, you're like, I'm rooting for you too. And you're like,
I'm rooting for everyone though, and I think everyone knows that
but
one of you will
So-
win.
right, but by you saying that to everyone is kind of just like you're putting yourself in like the I don't want to win category.
Well, I think everyone knows that my not even strategy, and it's got me in trouble with a lot of people, that I encourage everyone, and I might often give, I feel like this week I should give you some pointers of why you should, what you should campaign. I should give you a bit of a head start or something. That's just, I would even work against my own self.
Yeah, and that we all know that Tim does that, and Tim has fully encouraged me too. I'm not saying he's just done it to everyone except for me. He has done it to me and Ramsey so many times. But that's what social people do, is they will encourage everyone and always stand behind anyone in their decision. So say Kelsey, if you win head of household, or anyone, or Nick or Joel, he will stand behind that decision. So if you decide to put up X and X, he will come to you and say, I stand behind you in that decision, because it won't be him. Or if you might even volunteer to be a pawn, because he'll stay. So you're just going to constantly let a pawn stay in this game, so that when you're on the block, it's not in his hands that you go home, it's in everyone else's.
I think we're all at the understanding that there was a majority working together, and now we know that we're going to have to be starting to go for each other. So
Well, I hope so.
I won't be able to be a pawn till the end. I'll have to. You can't stand behind anyone anymore because there'll be no more majority.
And I think when you're saying a social game, like to a certain extent with most of us, including Tim, it's not a game. It's just who we are.
No,
Yeah.
and I totally get it. I know that you guys are more social than I am. I'm not saying like I'm not in any way saying that's a horrible thing. I'm just saying in this game, like in Big Brother, and I know, Kelsey, you don't watch it too much, but it's always a social person will take the cake. And Big Brother super fans will know it. They can stand behind
Yeah.
me in that decision. They always
Which is so funny
always
because
win.
I agree. I've done what you're saying, but I've never watched the show, so I didn't know that was a strategy. So you're accusing me of doing something that
Well, you didn't
was
know.
quite authentic
Yeah.
and genuine.
Right, but we're not.
So-
I'm not saying that it's not right. I'm not telling anyone that he's being fake, because he's not. He's done the same thing to me.
Yeah.
But it's just that is the case. Is that because you guys will all, like all 7 of you, or plus Jared and Nikki, if you guys are all here, then it's up to you guys to decide, do we get up physical players or social players? And I almost guarantee that physical players will go first.
You're not talking about mental players, which you are.
Yes, I know that.
The third
But okay,
category.
yeah, I haven't really like tied that in. I guess I just didn't think that was like a big deal. But yes,
It's a big
yeah,
deal for the next 3 weeks.
I know, because all the double evictions. I guess I never thought about that. But yes, like there are people in here, who take the cake than others on mental and physical in the house. So you guys might go after each other first, which is what makes sense, I guess. That's what I thought. That's what I did with my HOH basically. Was going after like the mental and physical people.
You went after
But-
me.
Well,
Solely.
you can be mental and you are a social player and you stand behind a big physical player, right? Like, but then it comes down to what all social players left, and the social players we have left are people that you probably don't want to beat you. So,
What does ride or die mean?
That was Levita's line, remember?
Really?
That we're together till we die.
Oh no, we're not together till we die, but I think you wouldn't. Never mind.
Till death do us part.
But obviously you guys don't understand that I am at my like wit's end. And clearly almost none of you have sympathy for the fact that I have 0 people in this house. So all I'm doing with it is just trying my, like I would, if I were to go to jury this week, which is a possibility, I would be more disappointed that I didn't do this than if I did do this and leave, right? And I hope that anyone would do the same thing, right? If you're on the block, it's fucking shitty, and I've been depressed for the last 3 days, but it's like, okay, I can either not do anything about it and just give up and throw in the towel and go home, or I can at least be like, okay, well, I tried, and you know, at the end of the day, these people will make a huge mistake, and I will be happy to see Tim in the final 2 and be like, I told you so, guys, you know, like, and that's for you guys to decide. That's not for me to decide, right? It's not like I have leverage. I literally have 0 leverage because I don't have someone sitting here to be like, yeah, I agree, because then it, you know, comes down to, oh, well, if 2 people agree, then there could be a third, and then it could turn into majority, which is what we've been playing for the last, like, whatever, 7 days or 7 weeks in this house. So I have no one to do that with. So I have no leverage against you, so that's why I'm doing this.
I think what you don't see is that I do have leverage.
I know
stay,
you have all of the leverage.
Is that people next week will need my vote.
Right.
That I'm loyal to those people.
But you're loyal to everyone.
And in that way, that whoever gets power knows that I will help them with what they want to do.
Right, but wouldn't you, like,
But if you were to say...
But wouldn't it not matter who was in power? It wouldn't, right? Because you would encourage them no matter what.
Well,
Or would it matter?
I let the game decide, let the competition decide. So
Right.
there's always an element of luck, and it's just bad luck if...
Yeah.
Like, if you had have won the veto this week, you would have not been in this position.
Obviously, but I can't think like that. I can't think if and what if and what if. And I hope that you guys stop thinking what ifs too. Because you can't say, you know, oh, what if I get HOH next week? I'm going to put up this person, this person. Well, what if you don't and they get you first? Right? Like, I guess at this point, I know that you guys don't give a fuck about anything I'm saying. So I might as well give some insight and advice as to how to continue this game, because clearly we have gone with majority and minority for the last 7 weeks. But that's not going to go very far anymore. That's not going to go anywhere, actually, because the number you need now is 3 or 2.
Yep.
And next week it'll be 2 people. So look around you and look at the people who already have 1 person or 2 people. Next week, if Tim was on the block again as an ultimate pawn, or even as a target, like some of you are basically saying to me that you might want to get him out, because you could do it before me, which is fine. That's up to you guys. But he will have 2 people, Cassandra and Nikki, no matter what, right? So he stays no matter what. So, and that's not up for me to decide. That's up for you guys to decide. So at this point, I know you guys don't fucking care.
But if in the same regard that you used the argument that I didn't want to work with Cassandra, with you and Ramsey, does that not show you that Cassandra and I aren't 100% right till we die? So Cassandra could
But
not
I don't
always
know.
have
I didn't
my
know that
vote.
about Cassandra. Do you know what I mean? I only knew that about you. I didn't know that she would. Like, I knew that you weren't
Yeah.
100% with her. I just didn't know that she wasn't 100% with you. Do you know what I mean?
Yeah.
Like, so when I look at both of you, I'm just like, oh, if Tim.
And I like, even with Nikki, like I've always said I do not control
What you do.
Nikki.
Yeah.
And I never want to get to the end by brainwashing Nikki. And there has been points in this game where I could have. You could have gone home a lot earlier
Yeah,
if
no,
I had
exactly.
chosen to brainwash Nikki. I could have done that.
But you
week,
didn't.
But I didn't.
Is what you're saying.
Yeah.
Yeah, I know that, but the way that that I think a few of us are playing this game is quite personal, and that's not a bad thing, because you guys have all created like such good friends, and I'm not here to say like, oh, that's awful, but people are very loyal to their friendship, right? Just like I am very loyal to Ramsey, no matter what would happen, right? Because we are best friends, and that no one could change that, to be honest.
Bottom line though is, if I had to go on the block next week and go home, I would rather have it done by somebody that
But Kelsey-
I care about, that has treated me well throughout this whole
No.
game, and then it was just a game move, than somebody like you who
I get it,
would
but
take
Kelsey-
it more personally.
but
because
Kelsey,
I
you
think
haven't-
it is
you-
a personal move.
I get that, but you have to understand that just because I'm sitting here doesn't mean that my targets remain the same if I stay in the house. Do you realize how upset I was that those two put me on the block?
I realize that.
Exactly. So you can't just say like, oh, Maddie's coming after me no matter what, because you don't know that. Have you come to me and asked that? No, you just assume. My
No,
targets have completely changed,
I
and
didn't assume that. I actually said that to the brothers when they wanted to put Jared up, that I'm not necessarily your target. And that's something that you might say to people because it's
We
obvious.
never wanted to put up Jared. We were just kind of weighing.
Yeah.
I know. I'm sorry. I didn't mean it like that.
I think it's pretty clear who our target
But
was.
don't at the same time, Kelsey, think like, oh, I don't want people to purely make this decision because I might put them on the block. That is the game. This person might put you on the block. Joel might put you on the block. Cassandra might put you on the block, right? It's going to be inevitable. But I'm letting you two know that my targets have changed, and that's not up for me to force you to believe. It's up for you, and I don't care if that sways your vote or not. That's like irrelevant to me. I don't really feel like that will change anything. But if it really comes down to that in your head, I don't know what it is.
Maddie, I don't mean to make you feel worse, but really at this point what it's coming down to is the fact that you have been mean and nasty to all of us in
I
this
think
room.
now in the game it's just game moves. Like people wouldn't come to people and say mean things about other people or throw them under. Like it's just big game moves.
Well, you guys can leave if you want. Honestly, you can, because like, clearly what I said means nothing to Kelsey, and it also means, you know, nothing to other people, I'm sure, and that's fine. I didn't come here to force you to believe a certain way.
We can't go anywhere.
Well, I mean, you can, but that's fine if you all think that I'm a horrible, evil, mean person and you want me to leave for that reason. That's fine.
I don't think that is the reason.
Well,
I think
To
at the
some
end of the
people it
day,
is.
you'd beat anyone in this room over I would. Like, I actually do believe that you've played a better game thus far than I have.
and that's fine.
So unless you play shit for the next 3 weeks, if you find up,
But I would rather leave because of you saying that to me, not because of someone sitting here, like if it was anyone saying that I've been mean and nasty, that's different, right? I'd rather leave on a game move than, anyways. I didn't come to sit in the living room to have people just like make me feel like shit.
I don't think that's like, and I also
You
don't
aren't doing
think
that, Tim. That's not what I'm saying.
But I also don't think you've been ostracised as much as you think you may have. I know it's been so hard for you this week because of Ramsey, but I've actually really enjoyed Maddie this week.
So I thought you've talked to us and hung out with us more than.
Yeah.
Well, because I don't have a choice, but you guys don't know how I actually
But
feel.
if you did have a choice, you may choose the other, and that's to go somewhere else.
And I thought that was the better choice was to hang out with all of you guys in the sun and dinner.
Of course, and we enjoyed
It's
that.
great.
But you guys
I
don't
saw a
realize.
different Maddie this week than I ever have.
But you guys don't realize how hard it is for me to do that because I feel so isolated by you guys, right? Like, and that's not. Maybe that isn't what you guys are trying to do, and I'm sure it's not. I know that for a fact. You guys aren't those people, the people that I'm looking at right now. But that's the way it feels when you lose someone that you don't have. Like, do you know what I mean? Like, I don't even know. Like how I'm supposed to like go about, like, okay, like Ramsey wouldn't want me to give up. He'd want me to do what I've been doing, which is what I've been trying, but it's hard to do that and campaign at the same time because I'd rather leave this house on a nice level and like knowing that I was friends with these people before I left than making people miserable, which apparently I'm doing. Like, please tell me if anyone else would rather feel that way too, and just like be okay with the fact that, you know, okay, well, I didn't try this week and I gave up on
I've
this
tried.
game. But no, but I'm saying for me, like this week I could have given up and not tried and left, you know, just being miserable and whatever, but at least I like
Oh,
tried.
absolutely. You've really done well considering.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
I don't really care. I guess it doesn't really matter anyways, but like this game just needs to stop becoming so personal.
It's not personal to me. You went against 2 of your alliance members person that I trust you don't like, and you put me on the block 2 times. It's
I know that,
completely
but that-
strategic. It's strategic
But
for
me and Jared
Yes.
have that head already mindset together, and
Yeah.
we know that about each other. It's not like it's some
Yeah.
kind of like secret, but we still treat each other with respect.
Yes.
Yeah.
That's what this game is. And Jared and I know that we will still like each other as human beings, but other people don't get that in this house, and I think that that's what needs to change. Is that some people need to realize that this isn't personal. And yeah, honestly, I am taking something like stuff that has been said very personal because I don't have a choice but to take it personally.
Yeah, well, the right to.
Like if someone were to come up to me like Tim, Maddie, you're the strongest player in this house. I'm sorry, but I would never vote for you to stay because you could beat me. Okay, fine. That is a compliment, if anything. But when people are just telling me that they want me to leave because I'm mean and nasty and horrible to everybody, when all I've done is try to be everyone's friend this week, is absolutely just.
I don't think that's everybody's reason.
No.
But I don't want that person's reason to influence other people's reasons, is what I'm trying to say. Because this house is very influential. Like, we could easily talk about anything and someone will be influenced by it.
Like, for example, like, I don't have anything bad to say about you personally. Just on a game level, you have said negative things to me, like ass grass, and I know he never has said anything bad about me in this game. You know, that's just my.
I have.
Yeah, he has, like, plenty of times.
Like what?
That you're very good socially, and you'll go, and if someone hates you, you'll make sure that they do like you. But
Right.
that's good social game. Like, it's
Yeah.
the compliment.
You guys can all leave. I honestly don't care.
It's not about whether we're leaving or not. It's whether, I don't know, the decision won't be made right here, right now for
Obviously,
these people, I don't think.
I know
So-
that. That's not what I was trying to do, but
No, but I think, like, just let it simmer, see what happens. They might wake up tomorrow and go, fuck, she's right.
well, that's pretty unlikely at this point.
I don't have a vote, so.
I think some people aren't willing to win at all costs. And
No one in this house right now I can say is willing to take a risk. Except for the 2 people
But-
who don't have a vote this week.
So what is the risk? The risk is to bring someone who you're
No,
saying
not
you're
even, not
a
even.
weaker social player than
the
I
risk,
am?
the risk in this house is not has nothing to do with me. It's the fact that people are not willing to risk and go against house majority or go against their partner or their alliance. That is what the risk is. People aren't willing to. People fear change in this house, basically. And I didn't. So that's why I became the strongest player in this house.
And
And-
it sucks that Ramsey's not here because it might have been a different story. Or if you won the veto, or if Ramsey used the veto
that
on you.
if Ramsey was still here, I would have at least a 10% chance or 50 to stay this week than I do by myself.
I think you would have a better chance as well against somebody else to stay than me.
Well, obviously, you're the ultimate pawn, Tim.
But that's why I think I volunteered, because I didn't want to cause anybody else to have to feel like they might have. Because if I go home because I volunteered, who do I blame? Myself. Like, it's just, I'm just taking control of my own fate. It's not taking control of other people's fates. I'm just taking control of my own.
That's good. I'm good for you.
And I think people know that's how I'll always play, that, and that I'm guaranteed to give them an honest answer. I don't know. It sucks that I'm on the block next year because I'd probably like buy this, but it's only one vote.
Well, at this point, I hope that you make it far, Tim. Because none of these people can see that you are socially strong. And I honestly, at this point, I'm just like, fucking go Tim if he can stay, because that's awesome. And I can't wait for a social player to win this game and have people realize that it wasn't the physical players that were going to win. It's going to be a social player.
I think there's other great social players as well.
No, there is. There's
I don't think
about
I
3 or
even do it
4.
the best.
But that's what I'm saying is, I hope that, you know, probably one of the social players are going to win. Because yes, competitions take you far, but the chances of, first of all, just to remind you all that I've only actually ever won 2 competitions. They were mental. Doesn't do a lot of thinking. Just because you answer the question wrong doesn't mean that I'm some fucking genius. But you can't win every competition physically, especially if I'm going up to next someone like the brothers or Jared. Like they're physical people too. Tim is actually quite physical as well, right? I can't exactly win every fucking physical competition. But well, I'm glad that I wasted everyone's time in my own.
No, you didn't.
They'll sit on it. They'll sit on it. I'll say it for them. We'll sit on it.
I'm just glad you won't
Pick up.
regret
Yeah.
not doing it.
I think that's the worst.
I-
thing.
Yeah,
Human
absolutely.
to human. no.
Absolutely. You had to.
Stay to your plate. Like that's all you can do in this game.
Well,
And I honestly,
and be mean and nasty too.
I honestly have a lot more appreciation because I'm a super fan of this game, and I've seen many people when they're on the block just be like, people like Rochelle in season 2 are just like, I don't have any moves, I'm not even gonna try because I don't have any moves, like not even trying to.
It's not
campaign or
even that I'm
anything,
on the
and I don't-
block that's making me do this. It's being
But I
alone.
respect the
yeah.
fact that you're fighting.
Trying.
That you're fighting and you're trying.
And it sucked that I left at the
A lot of
last
people
minute,
don't
but
do that when they're on the block. They just say F this.
Yeah.
which is what has been a clear representation of every single person that's been on the block in this house, except for Dallas and I. Like, I think the only time that the game to me started happening was when the week that Joel and Mitch were on the block. That's when the game started for me, was when that people were actually playing the game. Instead of just being everyone's best friend, because clearly Raul just put up his best friend, so clearly that wasn't a personal move. But look where that landed him. Ugh, it's just so funny because I know exactly who's gonna follow me into that jury house.
Who?
And I can't fucking wait.
Oh, you've made me feel better about my game now. I didn't know it was that. I was unaware. I don't think I'm as close to everyone as.
We're not ride or die.
Anyway. That's nice because that's the opposite of what I was game 1. I was nobody's friend. They all hated me.
Welcome to my life. You guys don't have to sit here.
Oh shit.
I'm only just gonna sit here because I don't know where else to go.